Oh man, you're an old man at heart, I think.
I am, yeah.
And not all the '90s stuff's really coming back. So, but for my millions and billions of fans, can you please introduce yourself?
What's up? I'm Jamo the Chico.
Jamo the Chico, yes. So, Jamo the Chico, we're going to start off with your name. Jamo the Chico. Why are you Jamo the Chico?
Yeah, so it's funny. I was actually Jamo. I think I was Big Jamo. That was my first name.
First one was Big
rap
Jamo?
name. Yep. And that was when I did my first show. And it was like 300 people in the crowd. And it was my first song I ever recorded. It was terrible. It was absolutely trash.
Of course you're going to think it's terrible.
Nah, but it was actually bad. It was actually bad. It's like when you first start out, that first song you make.
Yeah.
It's probably bad. That's how it was.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah. And so, but I thought I was the shit. And I thought I was Big Jamo,
Yeah.
So I made that song.
What was the
Performed it.
What was the song called?
Bandito.
Bandito?
Uh-huh.
Bandit? So you started off with the Spanish rap, like your first attempt.
So in a way, yeah. So this is the part that's interesting. So I started off just making English music. I wanted to be like kind of a lyrical rapper, and then I basically went to Spain like right before this, and I started getting heavy into learning Spanish. So I was like, all right, let me throw in like 2 Spanish bars and just see how it goes.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did, and that's why I named it Bandito. And then the whole crowd wasn't feeling the song at all until the Spanish part. And then when I started rapping in Spanish, they were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
White boy can rap in Spanish.
I like that.
So then that's when I was like, okay, that's what's gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome for you to figure out pretty early. I watch a lot of No Jumper interviews and all this stuff, and a lot of artists say, it took them a while to figure out what people wanted from them. So it seems like that shit kind of worked out kind of fast for you, right? And you're 19, you said?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yeah.
So let me try to go a little bit before your first show, right? Where did you grow up? Where are you from?
Yeah, so like northern Denver area, and I pretty much just grew up like listening to Mac Miller, and that's kind of what got me into it. And then,
R.I.P. Mac, bro.
R.I.P. man.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Mac Miller. Who else?
What really got me into hip hop was Wu-Tang, Nas, Mobb Deep, Eminem, a lot of 90s rappers, Pac, of course.
Yeah. And how did you hear that stuff? Did like your family, do you have an older brother or your dad or uncle, or did you just have the internet and
I pretty much just stumbled upon it. Yeah.
So what is that? What is that like so you're 19, so you were born in not 2001?
2002.
2002. Yep. And so Pac was hot in 95, and then Mobb Deep was early 2000s when you were a baby. They still had stuff coming out.
Yeah.
And so you just stumbled upon it.
Because basically I went through literally everything. I've studied rap very extensively, and that's what really stuck with me.
Student of the game.
Yes, sir. I really didn't really gravitate towards modern rap because once I saw how damn good the old stuff was, it doesn't really compare in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great rap out there right now, but compared to the 90s, it's the 90s, that's the GOATs.
The golden era, as they say.
Yep.
My favorite era is the mixtape era, which is 2005 to 2012 maybe at the most. I think that is the only era that really rivals the golden era, just because we had so much music that was coming out, Lil Wayne would drop a mixtape like every 2 weeks, and it was just him killing other people's beats, and it was just like crazy. And like we had like Fabulous and like Cassidy and like even like Joel Santana and stuff like those guys. Like they had bars, you know, and like they would all collaborate. The competition aspect was still there, but they still would work together, and they used mixtapes to get away from the label constrictions and stuff like that. So that was such a good era.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you think that you go back and you listen to these songs from the 90s and early 2000s to try to maybe get some motivation or influence? Are you the type of person that tries not to listen to other things because it might seep into your final product?
Definitely,
that's like 3 questions, sorry. But
no, you're good. I'm following. Yeah, I would say that I draw inspiration from literally everything that I see. So that's really tricky sometimes because you're just consuming everything. But I would say for the most part, there was a long time where I didn't listen to music. Like I couldn't because I didn't want to process anything that wasn't what I was creating, if that makes sense. But definitely...
No, it makes sense.
I would say from that mixtape era, Jaron Benton.
Jaron Benton, yeah.
Love that guy.
Freebasing with Kevin Bacon. That was a big mixtape he did.
Yep. And that I definitely is super influential on sort of what I'm doing today, which is kind of just that crazy, off the top, over the top kind of rap, which I love that. That's what I think. We need more of that, you know? We got a lot of just, I'll fuck your bitch and she'll suck my dick and I'll do drugs and I'll shoot you. Yeah. Which, you know, I get that. That's a life. But I like sort of that more... And I like that too, but I like more the lyrical. I like the...
There's a lot, but there's it's oversaturated with that.
Yes, oversaturated, exactly.
And then, you know, with the ratio, you know they're not really doing it, because if all these dudes do it, there'd be more dead bodies, right?
Yeah. The crime rate would be crazy, but...
And you know, that's really exciting that the next generation, you know, because there'll be one after you, especially out here, they really like or respect or appreciate the lyrical, more substance-based rap songs. And I have to tell you that I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought it was just going to keep getting worse. Like, because I know we made it like more violent and stuff, and so I thought they made it more violent. I thought it was going to keep just trickling down. And it's pretty refreshing to hear that. So do you think Tupac's better than Biggie?
No, I don't think I can measure who's greater, man.
No, but I feel like I don't ever get to ask somebody your age this age-long debate.
That's a damn good question. That's something I've done a lot of research on as well. I know all about all of that.
I don't think you're wrong either way, right?
Yeah,
I don't think there's too much judgment.
I really don't. I wouldn't say that one's better than the other. I would say Biggie's raps factually are more authentic though, because you know it is what it is. Pac didn't grow up living necessarily the street life.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that
art school and shit.
Yeah, he didn't get into. I'm not saying that he didn't get into that later, but I feel like, you know, Biggie really, he was on the block. He was doing what he was doing, and like for all the reasons that he was, like, he really needed to do that. I don't think Pac had to do that, you know?
Right, yeah. Tupac, so, Biggie came up in it, and Tupac had a lot of artsy stuff around him and knew he had a talent, so he immersed himself within the street.
Yes.
Right. So it's a little different.
Yeah.
And I tend to think that those guys are actually more dangerous because they're making that choice. Yeah, like they're making that choice, and they can easily just get out too. So they're like dangerous for everybody. Okay, so fantastic. So before the first song, right? Before the first song that you recorded, what happened in your life that you knew or felt that this is what you want to do? You want to entertain, you want to make music. What was it? Was it something in your adolescence? Was it one of these older rappers that you saw as a kid, or a combination of things? What led you to
I would say it was
being creative?
It was a combination of things. It was definitely, I always knew. I always told my parents. I always told my mom. I always told my pops I would never go to college. Like, I think when I was in like 7th grade.
Yeah.
So, you know, they were probably
Like,
just
I'm
thinking,
not doing it.
what are you thinking? You're 13.
You're just a
What do
kid,
you
yeah.
know? Like, but I always knew I was never going to go to college. I was always going to figure something out. And then when I was...
Did your parents go to college?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They're actually educators. They're...
Very nice.
Yeah, so they are big believers in the education system.
What do they teach? If you don't mind, obviously. You can.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good. History, and then my mom's a Spanish teacher, so that's how I.
Makes it a little
my
easier.
dad's history, my mom's Spanish, so that's how I grew up, like kind of speaking Spanish.
Very cool.
Learning that, so, and then also from like growing up in an area where there's a lot of Hispanic and Mexican people.
Yes.
And then
lots of Mexicans.
My cousins are from Chihuahua, Mexico.
Chihuahua.
Yeah, and then my brother-in-law, he's Mexican. My sister speaks Spanish, so like, it was easy. So
wait, you said you're half Mexican?
I'm actually just full-blown white.
Oh, you're full-blown white? Oh, okay.
Full-blown
Your
white.
accent's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, soy el gringo de español.
Dude, oh man, has anybody been weird? You know, these extra sensitive people, is anyone weird? Like, oh, you speaking Spanish? Like, that's cultural appropriation, bro.
Yeah, the culture vulture thing. Yeah.
Have they done that to you?
Oh yeah. Why
Oh,
you?
no.
You're white, son. Why are you speaking Spanish? You're white. What do you?
You're like, I
speak
learned-
English,
I learned,
motherfucker. And I'm like, soy el gringo de español. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really, that's how I live. I can't change that. And like, I don't think there's a white person that speaks like I do. You know what I'm saying? That's making Spanish and
Yeah, I don't
doing
know
all that
anybody.
shit. So I like it. I think it's different. That's what helps me stand out. And you know, I went to like Mexico. I've been to Spain twice to like learn about what's going on with the culture, and I studied there, and so like it's really just like it's easy, and that's all I listen to. That's my whole life. So, but to answer your question on what was the question?
Well,
How I got into being
yeah, like,
creative?
what was it? So I ask it because I think everyone has that point, even if you don't remember it, in your adolescence, where you came to the conclusion where you didn't want to go to college.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you, do you remember if there was something, even if it was super little, you know, like it? I'll give you, so mine is what made me want to start doing all this shit is Toonami. Do you know what Toonami is?
Mm-mm.
So Toonami was when they showed anime after school. So we get out of school, 6th, 7th grade, get out like 3 o'clock or whatever, and we run home, and then they have like 2 hours of cartoons, and it'd be anime, because you couldn't just go on the internet to go watch DBZ or whatever. And in between the animes, they had this really sick music. It was like house, kind of like hip hop shit, like Adult Swim. Like that was pretty much the same composers.
Okay.
So they had all that dope, like MF Doom, shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, like I like all of this. Like I love this anime. I love this music. I like the fucking commercials. Like I gotta figure out how to put all this shit together, you know? And so that was just a little thing. Obviously there's more than that, but that was like one of the little sparks, you know? And so that's why I'm asking you, do you remember something like, just something that really piqued your curiosity that was like, yo, I gotta make some music, or I gotta create something?
That's really cool that you saw that and it was something that you just were like, wow, I love all of this.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I was really into drawing, and I loved making art, and I would do like photorealism, stuff like that. And then I was always into I was always the class clown. I loved making people laugh. That was my main thing, like growing up.
I can see that, bro.
I did not give a fuck about the Pythagorean theorem and all that. Like I was just like, how am I gonna make this chick laugh next to me? Like,
Yeah.
And then so that was a big part. I always just loved to make people laugh. And then musically, I always knew that I was gonna say some crazy shit that if people didn't like it, they didn't like it. Well, I liked it.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to be over the top and just kind of like wacky, and people would ask me like, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, just pay attention in school. But I would just be like, no, man, I feel like I have talent, and I'm a just like roll with it. So with like doing YouTube, I'm able to show my talent artistically, and then with my editing style, and then with my music as well. I throw that in there, and I feel like I can just do everything that I love doing. And I feel like just growing up and seeing people like as a creative sort of inspiration was definitely basically anybody really. It could have been Eminem. It could have been the Wu-Tang Clan.
So you just take
it could have been Dave
take
Chappelle.
whatever from life, and this is just how you were born.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think there's a really big artistic value when it comes to editing. Being able to, because you're filming all the time, and I'm sure you understand. You guys are filming, and not only are you filming, you're already thinking about, how am I going to chop this up? I'm not filming this just to see it like right now. I'm filming this, how is this going to look later when I'm adding my effects and I'm smashing my guitar and I'm doing all this shit and I have the music playing, There's a really, it's a very intangible skill that a lot of people don't even know how to respect. I'm not saying they disrespect it. So that's great. So wait, we got to go back again. So I saw that you did I think one of your latest videos was your first stand-up, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you done another one since then?
I've done, I think, 2 since then.
2? So 3 total, or a little more maybe?
3 total, yeah.
Have you got booed off stage yet?
Not booed off stage yet.
No? Yes, very good. Everyone says it's gonna happen. Not because you're corny, but just because you just hit the wrong crowd.
Eventually,
yeah. You just hit like a really like PC crowd.
Yeah. It's funny because I've only done one little venue, and the crowd every time it's a bad crowd, which is so funny.
Oh no.
So there will be like 4 comics that'll go before me, and they'll all bomb it. So then I'm coming on like, all right, I'm gonna give these motherfuckers a show. Like I'm gonna come at them with the energy, and it's funny. So I actually had like a stand-up written for the last time I did it. This isn't on my YouTube yet, so this is that exclusive. What I'm saying?
This is before preview here.
And they were not feeling the people before me, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna just come out and I'm gonna just do some crazy shit. So instead of doing my regular stand-up,
your regular bit,
I did basically I rapped one of my songs, but this song is like over the top crazy. Yeah. And I think there were like 12 comics that night, and I won second place just from like yelling at the mic. And there were people like, what's he saying? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he said that. And then there were people laughing, so you got all sorts of things. But I think I said some shit like, I slapped a vegetarian that was eating a vegan roll. I drink alcohol with my penis hole. And then like, that's weird, right?
Yeah. That's funny though. And it rhymed.
And like, a lot of the people, they were like offended by a lot of what I said, but then a lot of people thought it was funny. But I feel like comedy shouldn't be,
Yeah. What did you come for?
Like.
Where are the safe spaces? Like, it was supposed to be art, comedy, sports. These are supposed to be safe spaces where I don't got to worry about none of that bullshit, None of that seeping into it. People trying to destroy something they never even built.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
It is, huh?
So do you think? So you just do a little bit of everything, pretty much. What made you want to do stand up? Just because you like to make jokes in the first place? You're like, maybe I could. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
People. Yeah.
I was just like, oh, y'all are doing stand-up? I bet I could do that too.
How did the process of booking yourself for that go? Did you just like...
I pretty much just talked to the dude that was orchestrating the whole thing, and I was just like, put me on the list, and he was like, okay.
All right, well, that was easy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
And I feel like also with that, my music is all about making people laugh. I also want to make people feel like that I'm bringing something new to the table. And also like my YouTube is to make people laugh. So I feel like stand up, that's just something I'm going to do as well.
Is there one thing you like to do more than the other?
Music, definitely.
So music's on top, and then editing and videos? Or is it music and then stand up? Or is it music and what?
Definitely.
What's the ranking?
I'd say music, then editing.
Editing.
I'm actually like I'm editing music videos right now for people. I love doing that.
Very cool.
And then like YouTube and stand up and YouTube are kind of together.
Kind of tied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tricky because I don't have a lot of time to do all of them. You know, I wish I could do all of them all the time.
Yeah.
But obviously,
You only have so much.
Yeah.
Do you have any projects coming out? Stand up, obviously, the special. I already called it a special, right? And then, do you have any albums or tapes or compilations or anything like that coming out that you're working on?
Yeah. So
No dates. No dates.
No dates.
We don't do dates.
So I actually like just disappeared off of YouTube for like 6 months, and like everyone was like, "Where the fuck did you go?" And I was basically just.
Did you get some copyright strikes?
No, I just
No.
wasn't. I got hit by life basically. That was.
Mm-hmm.
I can't like say specifically what it was, but.
Of course you could. You don't want to. So
Yeah.
okay,
And
alright.
shit was just crazy.
Yeah.
Just going downhill, and I was like, all right, well, I can't really do this right now. So unfortunately, I had to step away from my subscribers and for 6 months, and they didn't like that. But I'm back now.
Yeah.
And I have, let's see, I'm releasing a song every month for the next year for sure.
Yeah.
And then I just released one a few weeks ago called Samurai Jamo.
I saw that, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then videos weekly. And then as well, I'm starting a new channel for all the music videos I'm editing for people called the Living Fastcast.
Living Fastcast?
Yes, sir.
Very cool.
And that's with my best friend Xavier,
Yes.
who actually got me into YouTube and music in a way. He sort of like, he always knew I was into that, but he pushed me towards
Yeah.
doing it, reaching my potential, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And like helping you be like, hey, you just gotta do these couple things, like this will work.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Xavier, man.
Yeah.
So that's
my
awesome.
guy.
So you're putting stuff out, videos, music, editing things. You might do stand up every once in a while. What do you feel about the Colorado hip hop and rap scene? What do you think?
It's a really good question,
Right?
man.
Because I'm not from here. I'm from the other side of the country, right? And
Where are you from?
I'm from Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
I saw that on your.
So
your
yeah.
comments.
I'm from Cleveland, and there's the wave, right? There's the wave that everybody can ride, which people are gonna ride. It's always gonna switch. Like right now, it's like in Cleveland anyway. It's very everybody like wants to be like Uzi, kinda. Like a lot of people want to do that Uzi shit, right? And like the wave now is the Detroit style music, right? Everyone's trying to do that shit, right? And that's just hot. But eventually it's gonna switch. Like it was the 2 Chainz flow before, and it was like the Migos flow before that. Like it always changes in like year or 6 month increments, maybe 2 year increments to the most, right?
Yeah.
And so I've seen a lot of people doing the Detroit style stuff, which you got songs like that too.
Yeah.
Like like 100 Pack Savvy and a bunch of those dudes, you know, doing the V's style shit. And from someone, and from someone who's actually from here, born and raised here, what do you see in the Colorado rap and hip hop scene? What does it look like to you currently? It could obviously change, but
it looks promising. Like it looks very promising. There are a lot of really talented people. I would say the only thing that I would want to see is more of that sort of creating your own flow, you know, because like you said, a lot of it's on the Detroit style, and I'm on that too. I really just rely on my rap style being crazy English, crazy Spanish, being white, showing that, and like that's what I rely on personally for my music. Even though I'm rapping on Detroit beats, my delivery is, I like to keep it, you know, new and different, you know. And I feel like a lot of people are hopping on the Detroit style and not necessarily giving that original flow on it.
Yeah.
Which I get, but you know, we need more of that originality. Yeah. However, that's just the negative side of it. There's so much talent, like you said, 100 Pack Savvy, Ox Dior, they call him AP. There's a lot of really great people.
Trevor
Nakeem, Stevie, I Love Ray Wavy. There's a lot of people.
It's a lot of X.
Yeah, yeah, and I really like it. I really like the whole Detroit movement in Denver now as well too. I think I love it. That's my favorite sort of style of rap right
rapping
now.
right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Babytron and shit.
Yeah.
I think I'm not as hard on it over here because that style is kind of West Coast too. It really has a West Coast vibe to me, especially with the instruments they sample to make the beats and stuff.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I'm not like super hard on it. I'm like, but a Detroit person might have got famous doing it first, but I really feel like it definitely, I don't know, I feel like it really sounds like here a little bit too.
The bounce to it?
Yeah.
Just sort of the vibe of it?
Yeah. Kind of like a low rider bounce, but then the instrumentation's like kind of more grimy.
Got you.
You know,
got
and
you,
stuff.
yeah.
I don't know. It feels like it kind of like fits here.
Got you.
Because it's West Coast here to me.
Yeah.
Right?
It's turning into the new West Coast, man.
Oh, yeah. So many people from LA.
Yep. This is the new California.
Oh, my God. No.
Yeah. I wish it wasn't, but it is.
I don't want that, bro.
It already is, man. You see 925?
It's too late.
It's too late.
So now, this could be me. Do you feel like, you just agree or disagree, since I've been here and been hanging out with the rappers and shit, it seems like there's this weird, and not a hateful division, but this division between Denver, Aurora, and then the Springs. I feel like they all have their own rappers, and like they kind of like don't fuck with each other like that, and not in a beef way, but I don't know. Do you think I'm making that up? I feel like I see that. I feel like people kind of stick to themselves. Denver will fuck with ACO a little more since it's right over there. Yeah. But it kind of seems like they got their own shit, especially with the Springs. Especially like Denver rappers will be like, I don't know.
See, I could see that because it's the Springs. I mean, yeah, I could see that. But like I definitely see the ACO and Denver fucking with each other. Definitely, I see that a lot. I haven't really seen any division there. Okay. I've seen a lot of unity there, definitely.
Good.
But I would say everybody has an ego. Everybody has to have a fucking ego. Dude. So sorry, I don't know if I can cuss on here, but
no, you can cuss on here.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit, dude. No, this is I don't do any of that stuff, bro. That's why I do audio only, like, so we can just say what we want and
cool.
You know, some guys bring stuff to the interview and it's not on camera and it's all good.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know.
Gotcha.
So now have you noticed that a bunch of YouTubers are now rapping and like beefing with each other? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I think all that shit's kind of goofy.
It is goofy.
Yeah, and that's another thing I want to say is like I'm doing YouTube and all that, but I'm a rapper, you know. I'm not gonna pull a DDG though, don't worry. But
gonna go on Aiden Live and shit.
That's always like my top passion. Like I think my first video I did on YouTube was like me going to the studio. It was a studio vlog. Like I've always been doing music before that. Like my first show was before YouTube and all that. And I really fuck with that way more than the YouTube shit. I think a lot of that YouTube stuff is corny, but I'm a YouTuber, so I'm not hating. Yeah, I love it just as much as the next, but I feel like I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, the whole formula I could see getting pretty tiring, especially if you're trying to do something else.
Yeah, but I get it too for a lot of YouTubers that are doing YouTube, blowing up, then doing music. Yeah. I mean, I would do the same.
Yeah, why not? There's like a lot of like reality stars go and start DJing and stuff. Yeah. You know, why not? If you're gonna pay me to go up there with my virtual DJ and act like I'm doing shit, like, all right, 5 bands a night, I'll go ahead and do that. You know? Do you think that being young, even though they consider this a young man's game, do you think it ever puts you at a disadvantage as far as, you know, trying to, you know, because you don't have a manager, right? You just do it yourself. So when you're trying to book an event or book studio time or something like that, do you ever think that maybe people don't take you serious because of your age, or maybe because you're white in a black art form? Do they ever you ever feel like that sometimes? Like,
I wouldn't say,
you gotta prove yourself a little more.
I would say proving yourself in hip hop, being a black art form, is definitely a thing, but I try not to think about it too much. I just like doing what I enjoy, what I love doing, and I was lucky enough to be shown at a young age what Mobb Deep and the Wu-Tang Clan did back then, before my time. Yeah, man. And I just gravitated towards it, and I loved it. and I just kind of grew up the way I grew up, and I'm not worrying about like sort of what other people see me as. I believe that I could do anything that I want to, so
Good.
I feel like I haven't really faced any trials and tribulations with being white in the rap game. I would just say that you do have to earn more respect, being white for sure. Like,
You gotta show us something.
There's too many white rappers trying to spit on a mic, man. To be honest, it's kind of annoying. We need more like people like me, man.
So is that what you do? You're like, oh, it's fucking white rappers, man. There's too many.
Yeah, fucking whites, man.
Am I right, guys? A bunch of black dudes. Am I right? All these white rappers. Speaking of white rappers, top 5 white rappers right now. Top 5 white rappers.
Eminem, Mac Miller,
Macklemore. Ugh. This is your list, though, buddy.
I don't know, bro. I can't even think of 5 white rappers, bro. Those are the first thing that came to mind.
Yellow Wolf, Lil White. Remember Lil White? You should not remember Lil White.
Nah,
Lil
I do
White
not.
was part of Hypnotized Minds, which was 3 6 Mafia's group.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
Lil White, yeah. He's got some hard songs.
Word. And then I was thinking like G-Eazy.
Jeezy, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Wait, who was the third person you said after Mac Miller?
Macklemore.
I don't know if I'm feeling Macklemore like that. Am I hating?
I mean, I'm not really feeling it either, but I was just throwing out five of the
Iggy Azalea?
I mean, hey, shit, Iggy, if you want to collab, let me know.
What if she tried to like upcharge you like crazy? She's like, yeah, I'll do a song with you, but it's like $30K.
30K.
30K for the Iggy Azalea verse.
She better suck my dick too.
Too much. What, 10? Is it 10K good? She's
10K.
pretty big. As much as we clown her in America.
I would do it for like $600.
It's a big.
I don't think I'd do any more. No disrespect to Iggy, but
Yo, do you have a feature price?
do I have a feature price?
Yeah. If I'm like, yo, I need you to speak some Spanish on this song I got on the hook.
It depends on
Can
who's
you do
asking.
it?
Depends on who's asking.
It just depends on the song too.
Yeah.
Like
also
the song's
style.
like straight ass.
Yeah,
You're like, yo,
yeah.
I need some money.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it depends. It's case to case. DM me if you want like a song, but like if it's like Detroit style, I'd probably do that for free if you're good.
Yeah.
But I'd probably charge like $500 or something like that.
Nice. Do you
Maybe
have
300.
So do you have, and you could probably ask for that since you could be like, hey, I could promote it on my YouTube and I got this many followers and shit, right? Do you have any studios you prefer for the young up and coming artists that want to know like where to go to record? Do you have places that you recommend? Because your stuff sounds pretty clean to me.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I recorded the Lab Studios, Denver Recording Studios.
That's like the spot.
That's my spot.
That's
That's the place to be. That's the crispiest sound you're gonna get in Denver, I think.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
What are they charging? Like $70 an hour?
It depends on the studio. I know there's a studio in there they got for $50 an hour. And then the other studio within the studio is $60 an hour.
What's the difference? Is it just like
bigger, nicer? Not really any difference in the sound, really.
Okay, so the cheaper one is just like the booth and then just
and
the guy, the engineer, and like
engineer,
just get into it. It's not like a couch and a lava lamp and TV.
But it's nice though. Even the cheaper one is nice. Like it's really, they got their shit right out there. I mean,
do you ask for the same guy or is it?
Yeah, I work with the same guy every time. My homie Tommy, he's my engineer.
Tommy.
Tommy Barella. Shout out to him. I love that guy. He's been doing my music for over a year now, and pretty much just hit him up, go to the stew. Like sometimes I'll go in every week. Sometimes I'll go once a month, but because I'm focusing more on YouTube right now. But
do you do whole projects at once? Do you go in there, you're like hanging out for like 5 hours, or you just kind of?
I like doing just little 2-hour sessions, just knocking out a banger like 1 hour at a time, and then releasing singles slowly. And I mean, I like 5-hour blocks because then you can just knock them all out. Yeah. Like you can knock 5 songs out in 5 hours, but because for me personally, it takes an hour to do a song.
Yeah.
It takes about 20 minutes to mix it, so about 40 minutes for me to record. That's sort of my limit. I'm a perfectionist, so.
Okay.
Yeah, but for any like younger people trying to move up in Denver, definitely the lab recording studios. Yeah.
Do you write or do you punch in?
I punch in, and I mean I write and punch in.
Yeah. So, but when you come in, do you come in with something written most of the time, or do you come in with just like the idea in your head, like you just played it in your car in the shower, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna say this shit.
It depends. Like typically I'll write something, but if I'm just, sometimes I'll go 2 hours and then the third one I'll just jump in and I'll just freestyle the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
It depends really. I like being prepared though. That's really my mindset is I'm here to like put in the work. If I'm paying for it, I'm gonna go as hard as I can. So
I always say this. I've always felt like there's positives and negatives to both. Like I feel like there's a positive to punching in and just freestyling, because you might, if you're just like in a great mood or you're just really feeling how you want that song to come out, it might come out just like perfect,
Yeah.
And then sometimes people put these songs out and they're like, oh, like, yeah, I freestyle. And I'm like, yeah, I can tell. Like, that shit's stupid. Like, you said a bunch of stupid shit, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the beat was hard, but like, and then the same thing with writing. Like, you can really get your thoughts put together, but then you're able to sit with it and start hating it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the downfall. Like, you keep looking at it, you're like, oh, this isn't good anymore. I need to start over or whatever. Yeah. I'm just gonna punch in.
Yeah. I try not to look at my music too much. I like to just record it and let it sit there until I drop it.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to it too much, you're gonna start to not like it, even if it's the best song in the world.
Can be extra hard on yourself.
Yeah, like the producer of Shook Ones by Mobb Deep, thought that beat was trash because he listened to it so many times. It turned out to be a fucking hit. Like,
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It was Havoc, right? I think Havoc did Havoc make that beat?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, because he's the one. Okay, because he rapped too. They're like, Mobb Deep's like the cool kids. Like Like Sir Michael Rocks only rapped, and then Chuck English made the beats and rapped. And I think that's Havoc, and then Prodigy is the other guy who also died. Rest in peace, Prodigy. Yeah, he's one of my favorite rappers ever.
Absolutely, me too.
Ever. So why do you smash guitars?
I smash guitars.
Yeah.
Because I'm just an angry motherfucker, man. I got a lot of bent up rage and aggression.
You take it out on guitars?
Yeah.
Was something happened at like a country concert or something? Or like some trauma happened in your life and there was a guitar in the room and you're just like, fuck, dude. I just fucking hate the guitars, man. I really just I wanted people to see that, one, I was a little bit crazy, and two, that I was just willing to do something different to grab attention, I guess. Yeah.
And, like, why the fuck is this guy smashing a guitar in every single video? Like, damn. 30 guitars in the last 6 months, man? What are you doing? Like,
so how much do you think you've poured into buying guitars and smashing them and or stealing them?
Thousands. I bought them all.
You just get them at thrift shops? Try to get like discount
the internet.
One. The internet,
yeah.
Well, can I get a guitar for like $30?
I think they're nothing special. I think they're like $50 from Amazon.
Yeah.
So I mean, $50 is $50, but
yeah, it shit adds up.
Yeah.
Was there any point where your parents were like seeing all your mail and like getting guitars and they were like, "What is this dude doing?" I'm like,
yeah. So my mom, she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm just like, getting out this rage, Ma. You know what I'm saying?
Being artistic here.
Yeah.
Well, what are some of your end goals? I know you're 19 and you're young and you have so much life to live, but what's the end goal that you could tell me now? Obviously, it could change, right? And what are some goals you want to do in the, what is it, July? in these last like 2 quarters of the year? Do you have like some things you want to do? I know you already said dropping at least a song a month, editing videos, stuff like that, but is there something you want to see? Do you want to get a certain amount of followers or subscribers, or do you want to maybe get, a big feature or something? Like, what are some of the things that we can look forward to?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so that's a really good question. Luckily, the main part of this is that we never arrive. There's no destination. So I'm happy to just be focusing on enjoying the craft and just having fun with it. Because once you focus on sort of like the clout, in my experience, it just fogs your whole vision, and I can't do that. So I just like to have fun with it. And just enjoy it. So right now I'm already sort of like at my goal right now, just having fun and focusing on what I love doing, because I'm blessed to be doing it. But also there are lots of things in a different aspect that I do want to reach goal-wise. In December, I'm releasing a song with World Star Hip Hop, and then I really want to do stuff with .com Nirvan.
And when I was managing the last rapper, I was in the dude's DMs all the time, and I could not get his attention for shit.
For who, sorry?
.com Nirvan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I was managing a rapper, I was trying to get a video with him, and I was like, yo, you should do a video with this guy.
Is it Nirvan?
I don't know.
Or Nirvan?
I don't know.
I don't know either, bro. I just read it.
.com, let's call him .com or whatever.
Yeah, I'll just call him .com.
Yeah, he's got really sick editing and stuff.
Yeah, I love his edits.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I literally do everything that he does, and I like charge people for videos and all that stuff. So like I'm literally doing it. I just don't have the level of I guess popularity that Nirvan does.
Yeah.
.com or like these other, like Mosh Pit is another.
Yeah, Mosh Pit, yeah.
Space Hearts. I don't know if you watch them, but
I don't think I know Space Hearts. I know Mosh Pit and like Trap Daily.
Yeah, Trap Daily
and shit like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a cypher with Thizzler on the Roof.
Thizzler, yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that. I was gonna do another show last week in Denver, but I'd rather focus on sort of my just having fun with it, rather than doing shows. But I'm gonna do more shows next year for sure.
Yeah, you gotta get out the state, man. People don't really blow up here. Like,
yeah, I know. That's another thing is like I'm from Denver. I'm a Denver rapper, but I'm not like a Denver rapper. You know?
Yeah, you gotta move a little bit, because even the big guys, like nobody from where I'm from knows any of them, but people know Bone and they know MGK here. You know what I mean? Like, and Cleveland doesn't really have that many people to blow up. So coming here, I'm like, who's the biggest rapper out of Denver ever? You know? Couldn't really tell you. So maybe it'll be you.
Who knows, man?
But it's not gonna happen if you stay here the whole time. You gotta leave. You gotta travel at least.
We're looking right now. Me and my homie Xavier, the guy I was telling you about, we're looking into moving out of state. Looking into all sorts of places.
Yeah, man.
So looking forward to that. Yeah.
Well, real quick, for my millions and billions of fans, can you drop some links and tags and your site and YouTube channel, all the places we can find Jamo the Chico?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so my Instagram is Jamo the Chico, and my YouTube, Jamo the Chico. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, any sort of streaming platform for music, you can find me on there. And yeah, man, soy el gringo de español. Fui a España, fui a México, aprendí todo lo que sé en los Estados Unidos y ahora estoy aquí haciendo todo lo que estoy haciendo y yeah, man.
Yeah, toma, huepa, all of that.
Yeah.
And last time, this is Jamo the Chico. Thank you for coming on my show.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
And we'll check on you in a couple months, and we'll see what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.